everybody, so today I'm going to be reviewing for you my very first Rick Riordan novel, and that is Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. This was the Utopia Book Club book of the month for May, and it was such a great month because this was the book of the month for our book club, and it was such a great book, guys. This whole entire video is spoiler free, so if you have not read this novel yet, do not worry, you will not be spoiled. So this video would not be complete without me doing a haiku of my own. Apollo would approve. This is an original work done by Sasha Alsberg. I am a Rita. I love Sam Heughan's abs. I will marry him. La! So good, so good. So this book was truly amazing. Let me give you guys a little background as to what it's all about. So this book is about the god Apollo, and it's about Apollo not making his dad very happy with the decision he made in the last book, and so he actually grounds Apollo. Yes, Zeus grounded Apollo, literally, to Earth as a mortal. And so it's about Apollo having to weave his way through the world of the mortals as a mortal and complete these trials that his dad has in place for him to complete. Well, technically his dad doesn't have them in place for him. It's about Apollo actually cleaning up a mess that he has to clean up because he's in charge of certain things like oracles. So yeah, Apollo has to complete lots of quests and trials in order to regain his god rank, and it is such a great plot for a book, let me tell you. Oh, this book was so worth the wait. The wait meaning I had to read all the books before this book before I read this novel. So I read literally 10 books in the last 2 months just to get to this book, and it was so worth it. Okay, so let's first talk about the plot. The plot was so great. I loved the whole entire idea of him being mortal, especially because Apollo, he does not really encompass a mortal at all. He's very spoiled in the sense that he can get whatever he wants. He's very beautiful, so getting turned into a mortal boy with acne and flab is not his idea of amazing, especially because he literally cannot do archery or cannot fight, and he gets beat up a lot. It's really interesting. But I loved Apollo as a character. He was hilarious. He was one of the best characters I've read up, just because he literally made me laugh out loud so many times in this novel. I literally snorted while reading this book because I was laughing so hard. Did that just happen? Also, Apollo's point of view throughout the course of this novel is so interesting because he's almost like, if you guys have seen House of Cards, the main guy in that Underwood, he is talking to the audience, like us who are watching it, but also like engaged in, you know, what's happening in the show. So that's kind of like what Apollo's doing. He knows he's in a book almost, and he's talking to us like he's a god and, you know, like he's so important, but he's in a situation where he doesn't actually have the godliness that he used to, but he's still talking to us like, hey, I'm so important, bow down to me. And I love that. He never really loses his spark in this novel. He just gains more of a character to him almost, because his character development in the series is going to be phenomenal. I can already tell. He won't lose what makes him him, like his kind of just hilariousness, but he will gain more of an understanding of what it's like to be mortal and live in the mortal world and kind of understand what it's like to be like that. And I'm really excited to see that happen even more in the rest of the books. So Apollo was such a great character to read about, especially Meg, who was kind of his sidekick, but actually more like Apollo was Meg's sidekick. Meg was such a great character. She was a character of her own. She has her own entire storyline that I cannot wait to delve into later in the series, because I know that she has a lot of story to her, and we just got the bare minimum of it in this novel, and I cannot wait to learn more about her. She was such a great character. She was spunky, but also fun, and she was also really dark at times, and she was just such an interesting character to read about. She was unlike any other character Rick Riordan has written in his novels. And of course, Rick Riordan being Rick Riordan, of course the conflict of this novel is going to be out of this world. Like, how is there another conflict in this world within 6 months of the last conflict ending? Like, seriously, is there always baddies around? Like, I thought they already like defeated all the bad guys. Nope, there are more, and there will continue being more forever. And I love the whole entire conflict in this novel. I thought it was really unique and totally different from the other conflicts Rick Riordan has created in his past works. I feel like this work is completely different from all of his other ones in this type of world. Not his Asgard series or his Egyptian series, those are just different, but his last 2 series, which is Percy Jackson and Here's Olympus. Like, this book is so different from those, and I love that about it. Also, we got to catch up with our beloved characters in some cameos from Percy Jackson and Nico D'Angelo, and I love that. Also, I would like to just take a moment to thank Rick Riordan for adding in diversity in this novel in the sense of the LGBTQ community, because that was awesome. Because guys, Greek gods, they do not have sexuality. They're bisexual, they do whatever they want, and I'm glad that was represented in this novel in the sense of Apollo being like, yeah, I've loved a girl, yeah, I've loved a boy. I'm really happy that that was represented in this book, and I thank Rick Riordan because it needs to be represented in this young adult and middle grade community more often, because it is something that happens, and I think that we need more diversity in books, not just in that community, but, you know, race and gender and every single community out there that we can get representation in. I truly just love this novel. I thought it was great and it made me laugh. It made me like literally sit on the edge of my seat wanting more. So I just want to thank Rick Riordan for creating such a great novel that included lots of different groups of people, and I just like, Rick Riordan has such great diversity in his books. I'm happy about that. He encompasses the "we need diversity" hashtag, just saying. I'm really excited to see where this series is gonna go in the future books, because that ending, even though it was kind of obvious where it was going, I mean, like the plot twist at the end with a certain character, I kind of saw coming, but not really, but I was still really happy with how it ended in general, because even if I do see plot twist coming, if it's done well, I still am like, good job. I like that. And I really like this ending. I thought it was great, and I cannot wait to read more about Apollo and his trials. 5 out of 5 stars. And if you have not read Trials of Apollo yet, I'll be linking it down below if you want to go check it out. So guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have read Trials of Apollo, let me know your opinions on it down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!